What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nash, and today we're going to be going over the corporate analyst program at JPMorgan. And this is a really great opportunity for those who are looking to be a corporate analyst. If you want to go into corporate finance, they're not just going to throw you in the office and be like, you're supposed to know how to build models like this or how to do that. They're going to teach you every step of the way, right? You're going to have someone who's going to be able to teach you. And unfortunately, I was never able to get into this because it's really competitive and my GPA was never that high. But when I was trying to get into this, I did a lot of research. And the cool thing is they actually do this every year. If this is something that you're interested in and you're not able to get in, there's always next year. And most of these internships at these banks like JPMorgan, they're usually preparing you to go full-time once you graduate. So they're usually going to target maybe juniors and seniors in college so that, by the time you graduate, you can go full-time if they like you. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the computer so I can really show you guys the website. And also the link is going to be in the description below. All right, guys, so as you can see, this is the website. And this is the Corporate Analyst Development Program, which is really awesome. So like I said before, the cool thing is that this is a program. It's not like, an actual job where like you're supposed to know things. All right, so another cool thing, this is in the summer, so it's not going to interfere with your school unless you're taking summer classes. But I would recommend doing this than taking summer classes. Before you even apply, I recommend looking at all this information. As you can see, they have program information on here. And they kind of like go over like what exactly you do. I know they have a little video on here, which I'm not going to play, but you can watch that if you're looking to get into this. But essentially, they say day-to-day responsibilities will vary based on placement. You build your foundational knowledge, professional skills, expertise to take your career in many different directions. Blah, 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 all of that. So essentially, if this is a program, because if you want to look at corporate finance in a way, right? If you look into just corporate finance in general, there's so many things you can do in corporate finance. You could work on the insurance side. You can work on the budgeting side, the treasury. You can work on, it's so many things you could do. So essentially what they're saying is you're going to be placed in a department within corporate finance, right? So it's awesome because most of us in finance don't really know what we want to do. And sometimes it's going to take you doing 3 different jobs in finance or different positions until you find the thing that you really like doing because there's so many positions. All right, so there's another section here that says who we're looking for. So essentially, they go over some of the things they're looking for. All right, so essentially, they're just looking for someone who is willing to learn because you're not expected to know everything. So by the time you get started, you're going to be learning from scratch, right? So you got to be willing to learn. And also, you got to have problem-solving skills because what finance is at the end of the day is fixing problems, solving problems, right? So you got to have that problem-solving skill. You also got to have communication. You got to be a team player. You got to be proactive. If you notice something, say something. And what they offer, you learn how our businesses work together while being exposed to analytics, process of improvement, or project management. So it is a 10-week program, which is really awesome. So one thing I love about this, even though I never got to do it, the reason why I really wanted to get into this was how diverse the skills you're going to gain are. So for me, I like working in data analytics, but I also like working, doing project management. I like doing all these things. But when you're working a full-time job, you can only do 1 or 2 of those things. But if you have an opportunity like this where you're going to be exposed to all those areas of finance, it's a really great experience. All right, so you're going to be gaining on the job experience. You're going to be, a lot of training. Like I said before, you have to be willing to learn. And you also have a career progression. So they do say that many of their interns receive full-time offers from the firm. So that's the goal of an internship. If you're interning for a big bank like this, right? They're training you so they could hire you so you could work for them, right? You can see that there's a lot of locations, which is really cool because if you're someone who loves to travel, this is going to be an opportunity because maybe they might want to put you in an office in China or maybe in a different state. All right, so as you can see, there are 2 options on here. So the first one is going to be, they're both the same positions. But the first one, if you look on the location here, which is the most important thing that you want to look at. So you have your deadlines on here. So you always want to do this in a timely manner. And on the bottom here, we're going to be looking at this one, the 2022 Corporate Analyst right here. All right, so if you live in the U.S., you're probably going to be interested in this one on the bottom here where you have, a bunch of states. It's a good amount of states on here. All right, so let's say you want to do this one. You're going to go ahead and click Apply. The locations on here in detail if you want to look at it a little more. And you also have the deadline. This one is going to be December 1st of 2021. And the job schedule is going to be full-time. So when you're working this job, it's essentially going to be like full-time work. even though you're an intern, you're going to be doing full-time work. So you're going to be able to do a lot of analytics, which is pretty much like looking at a lot of data and finding problems and solving problems. You also have project management, and you also have a process improvement where those problem-solving skills will come in handy. So the most important thing here is going to be the key qualifications. So the first one is going to be the GPA. The minimum is going to be a 3.2 on a 4.0 scale. Most scales are going to be based on the 4.0. So 3.2, that's the minimum. And usually you want to have higher than that if you want to be considered, maybe a 3.4, 5, 6. So just looking on the GPA, and there's a lot of people that apply for this, it just lets you know how competitive it is. So you probably need your GPA to be a little higher than that. The next one is going to be, you have to be in college, obviously. You got to be pursuing a degree. Your expected graduation has to be December 2022 or May 2023. They usually put this on here so that if they're going to hire you full-time, they have a schedule, right? They have a timeline they can follow. If they know that you might graduate in May of 2023, they might offer you something with a start date of, the following month. And anything else after this, obviously, just going to be like, you got to have problem-solving skills, communication skills, team player. So this is just the mumbo jumbo that everyone always says. So another important skill here is going to be proficiency in Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint. So Microsoft Excel, if you're going to be working in finance, you got to be able to work with that. All right, so the last part is essentially saying you need some kind of experience, right? So this could be if you're in an organization in school and you're in it. So if you are in an organization at school, you're maybe the president, vice president, or anything you are. If you have a leadership position in an organization, then that's going to be a plus. Or if it's a community organization or anything like that. So that is one thing I recommend. That's going to build your resume, because I can imagine you don't really have a lot of work experience, right? So what's going to fill out that resume is going to be the things you do in school. Join a lot of a professional organization, and don't be afraid to get in those leadership positions, because these are the things they're looking for in internships like this. And they also have a little section here for what's next, kind of like what you have to do. So you have to do the application, which is going to be like, filling out your resume on there. If you are advanced to the next step of the process, you'll receive an email invitation to complete a series of 12 games through the Pymetrics platform. Pymetrics will allow you to showcase your potential beyond what you tell us in your resume and application form. It's an additional data point that help us gain a better understanding of who you are as an individual. It should take no longer than 25 to 35 minutes to complete. All right, so after you finish these 12 games, you'll receive another email invitation to complete a video interview. This is your opportunity to further bring your resume to life, showcase your expertise for our recruiting team and hiring managers. So as you can see, this is already a process, and these are things that are required. So if you don't do the games, you get disqualified. If you don't do the video interview, you're going to be disqualified. Let's say you're ready to apply. Just go ahead and hit apply, and it's going to take you through the application process. And that's it. So that is pretty much it for this video. I was trying to think of a video to make today, and I actually got an email saying that this was posted. That's why I was like, you know what? I'll just make a video on this. And hopefully you guys find this useful. If you did, make sure to go and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.